Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon. Also welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon Rod's Route. So I was informed that the decision I made here was incorrect, so that's where we're going to be starting. And I'll let you guys know today and tomorrow's videos almost didn't happen. Right, interrupt the fight. I step out of my hiding spot and slowly walk toward the dueling pair. So this is where you've been. Rod jumps. Garland immediately falls to one knee, looking flustered. And the reason why the video almost didn't happen was because I had to wait on the landlord, who would have appeared anytime between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Your Highness. Hello, Garland. I'd like to talk with Rod alone. Garland rises to his feet and nods. Of course, Your Highness. Though you're in trouble, too, for keeping secrets from me, mister. Once Garland is gone, I turn to look at Rod expectantly. What's happening here? How did you find me? That's your first question? Answer my question. Em told you where I was, didn't she? It doesn't matter how I found out. Answer the question, Rod. And in case you're curious as to why we need the landlord, it was because the back room, as well as the kitchen, had some issues. Why do you continue to keep me in the dark? I want to help you. Rod shakes his head. I know. You want to help me, and I don't want you to worry, but Lucette, this is something I can't accept your help with. Rod. Please, I know I'm worrying you, which is why I keep telling you not to worry about me, which is not going to work in a million years on anyone ever. I'm not keeping secrets that will hurt you, I promise. In the long run, this will be better for both of us. I would find that more convincing coming from someone who does not look like he's running himself dry. Rod sighs. I know. And if you're wondering what was going on, the kitchen had its second big leak. And luckily, the last time it leaked, it was swelling so bad that we decided to kind of poke a hole in the ceiling to let the water drain. And it was right over our kitchen sink, so we didn't have to worry about, getting a bucket or anything like that. It went straight to the sink. It was very, very lucky that happened. Unfortunately, that does mean that it happened a second time recently, and again, it went straight through the hole. It was a second leak in a second area that they have also fixed again, so hopefully it won't happen ever again, or at least not for several months, just like the first time. I know I have no right to keep asking you to be so patient, but please, I only need a little more time. I think back to our conversation in the throne room. Is this about needing time to find the right words? You could say that. Rod has always spoken more clearly through his actions than his words. I have been patient all this time. I suppose I can continue to be so, but I will not allow you to keep secrets forever, Rod. I hope you know that. It's not forever. In fact, it's not for much longer at all. Soon, everything will make sense, and when I explain everything, you can scream at me all you like. Fine. I'll see you later then. Aw. Okay, so it was definitely the right decision. I hadn't even thought to... That's why you shouldn't make them take too long to wait and see how your decision pans out if it's not going to be immediate. Instead, it should be like a few sentences in or something like that, because I was just waiting. Again, there was one decision that, say, it started here, but its correct indicator was here, and in the meantime, there was another decision that also had a correct indicator. So either of these correct indicators could have been for both of these questions. And that was in the last route. Ugh. I only have the energy to muster a weak smile before turning and heading back to the palace. And I did double check that those were the correct answers that I did in Chev's, because without looking at Rod's, because I didn't want to spoil things for me, I looked up Chev's just to double check, because that seemed like a really anticlimactic, boring kind of the better good ending. But no, I got all the right decisions. His ending just isn't great. I haven't spoken to Rod since yesterday. We met briefly for breakfast, but he left soon after, saying he had to catch up on some important reading. I cannot help but be disheartened. Ever since our courtship was made public, Rod has been busier than before. Why is he overworking himself so suddenly? I chose to trust him, and yet I am still anxious. Lucette, focus. Oh yeah, we can go ahead and fast forward this to get back to this decision that I hope I get correct. And in case anyone was wondering what was going on in the background, since I already mentioned what happened in the kitchen, There's like some old patching in the back from where it had apparently leaked years ago, because it's not technically part of the upstairs apartment as well. There's no upstairs apartment equivalent. It's its own little attached building type room. So it has its own roof and everything. And it didn't leak or anything. What happened was the dry patching, part of it just dried out enough, heated up and dried out enough that it just fell through. And luckily it wasn't a big fall through, but still. Yeah, so now we need the landlord to bring in somebody to fix up that hole, as well as to give us something to maybe make the kitchen ceiling not look so gross. Perhaps it would help to speak to someone else about this, someone who knows Rod better than me. I want to say Ophelia seems like the most correct choice here, to be honest. I'm gonna go with Ophelia. I keep forgetting how pretty she is in this route. I mean, again, she was pretty in the other route, but something about this gown just looks really good on her. She looks twice as pretty to me now. So she went from being pretty to pretty squared. I also love the see-through bell sleeves. I find Ophelia in the dining hall, seated in front of two maids holding up cloth samples. Good evening, Ophelia. Her expression brightens when she sees me. Oh, lovely. I could really use your help, dear. She gestures to the samples. Which color should we use for the ball? White with gold trimming or velvet with blue? My eyes immediately settle on the white. The material is brighter, more eye-catching. White. White with gold trimming it is. It'll match your dress, my dear. The maids bow before leaving the room, and I meant Ophelia, not Lucette, but either way. Now that that's done with, I need to make sure there are enough lilies for the festivities. Right, I keep forgetting the ball is in 2 weeks. Ophelia looks up. I'm assuming you did not come here to help me plan. What can I do for you, Lucette? She gestures to the chair in front of her, and I sit with a sigh. It's about Rod. Let me guess. Secrets? He's ever so good at those. I blink. Sort of. So you know? I'm his mother. I always know. Do you know he's actually opened up in recent years? He used to be much quieter. It is at times like this that I recall the kind of person he was when he was cursed. Even then, he was keeping secrets. Dangerous secrets. From me. He has always talked down his own discomfort to put those he loves first. Ophelia sighs. Or laughs, rather. Ophelia doesn't sigh, she laughed. Yeah. She does the thing that isn't sighing, but is in fact a laugh. I know it still seems like he's a closed book, but this is the way he's been for a long time. He's always been fiercely independent and so determined he'll take on burdens without thought to how his well-being will impact others. You'll often have to read in between the lines with him to figure out how he's feeling. Maybe I need more practice in reading him then, because right now I am frustrated I cannot get him to open up to me more. Ophelia grasps my hand and gives it a gentle squeeze. Rod never keeps secrets that would harm those he loves, except for that one time when he got cursed and nearly died. But he has no qualms about keeping secrets that harm him. Besides, he promised not to keep secrets anymore. Ophelia shakes her head. Perhaps he thinks he is keeping his promise. Maybe he feels the secret is different from the rest. I understand your frustration, Lucette, but I believe if anyone can convince him to speak about things, it's you. I've tried multiple times. I think you underestimate yourself. The old Rod would never have told anyone about his wish, but he told you because he wants all of us, to trust him. Have you tried telling him how this makes you feel? We all know Rod can be self-absorbed when he's trying to do the right thing. I've told him I'm worried about him. What about you? How do you feel? I pause. Back when I was searching for Rod, I resolved to frame this issue around me rather than him, but I have not thought about my feelings, only my concern for him. Relationships are give and take, Lucette. Thinking about how this impacts you isn't selfish, it's a necessary conversation. It's as if she reads the thoughts right from my mind. Then I will try again. Thank you, Ophelia. Of course. You know, I'm always here for you, Lucette. Everything will be resolved soon. You'll see. I hope so. The next day, I'm on my way to my room for magic lessons with Delora when I see familiar faces approaching from the other side of the corridor. Ah! Honestly, I feel like I hear a new piece of gossip every hour. Isn't that the way it's always been right before a ball? All anyone whispers about are secret courtships. It's ridiculous. Garland laughs. I still love the color of her eyes. Well, the nobles need something to talk about. Oh! He smiles when he notices me walking toward them. The two knights bow. Greetings, Your Highness. Good morning, Your Highness. Jurian and Garland, once distrusted by the knights, regained their titles years ago. Or rather, they were promoted. Oh yeah, I forgot they haven't been introduced in this route yet, have they? Jurian is now the High Commander of the Order of Caldera, the first woman to ever receive the title. It wasn't long before she made Garland her second in command, of course. We're sorry we couldn't accept the marching invitation. We were really looking forward to it, but that day just so happened to be the first day of training for the new recruits. Jurian was annoyed and... he smiles. Well, suffice it to say that she made the new recruits work extra hard. Jurian huffs out a sigh. You know that's not the reason I pushed them so hard. It is an effort to keep my lips from curling into a smile when I see the flush in Jurian's cheeks. Garland coughs. Anyway, next time we'll definitely come by and visit. I'm sure everyone would love that. It seems we've been busy every day for... she considers. For forever, actually. Have you at least had enough time off to treat yourself to some nights out? Jurian mumbles something beneath her breath as Garland blushes. Really? This time I cannot help my smile. I found out the two of them were courting each other about a year ago. I was out on a midnight stroll when I saw them walking through the gardens hand in hand. Well. He glances at Jurian, who looks moments away from bolting down the corridor. No need for details. I just wanted to make sure you two were doing well. We couldn't be doing better, right, Lan? Some extra free time would be nice, but I'll take what we have. We'll be sure to make the next dinner, Princess. I'll look forward to it. As will we. They excuse themselves and I head off to my room. I have just pulled down one of the study books from my shelf when a voice causes me to jump in surprise. Princess! Sebi! The book falls from my hands as I whirl toward my bedside table, where Sebi is, for some reason, sitting. Sebi, how'd you get in here? I leaned down to pick up the book. I asked Emmeline to leave me here. She was going to wait around too, but she ended up having to leave early for her lessons. We're sorry for barging into your room without permission. Why are you in my room in the first place? I'm here about Rod, of course. He's making a mess of things, as usual, so I came to clear things up. I raise an eyebrow as I sit myself on the bed. The love doctor has arrived. I wish you could still read his mind for me. I don't need to be able to read his mind to know what he's thinking. Rod's always been easy to read for me. That's why he doesn't take me around with him, you know? He knows I can see through him better than anyone else. Sebi sighs. He gets really lonely in his room. I feel a soft twinge in my heart. Perhaps Sebi is good at reading others as well, for he speaks up immediately. It's okay, though. Emmeline lets me ride on her shoulder sometimes. So, Rod won't take you with him because he's worried you'll reveal his secrets? More or less. As I suspected. So, are you here to give away all of his secrets, then? No, I promised I wouldn't say anything. Sebi laughs when I furrow my eyebrows at him. Rod is bad at this sort of thing. I came to tell you that he's not keeping a secret from you, Princess. He's trying to surprise you. Which is technically still a secret, just in a different form. Surprise? Still, Emmeline's been telling me that he's really pushing himself. He is. That is the reason I've been so concerned. Princess, let me tell you something about Rod. He may seem quiet on the outside, but inside his mind is so loud. He thinks about so many things all the time. He worries and he stresses and overthinks about everything. Honestly, it's amazing he keeps it all to himself. Back when I could read his mind, I didn't just read his thoughts, though. I saw into his dreams sometimes, too. Old, faded memories that made everything make more sense. Memories of what? Let me remember. The toy is quiet for a few moments. Even though Sebi cannot alter his expression, I can imagine his face scrunched up with concentration, and then... Rod's father died of some incurable illness when Rod was only 8. Rod barely remembers him, but you know what he does remember? His father's final words. Take care of your mother and sister for me. He takes that promise seriously. Maybe too seriously. It's probably part of the reason Rod is the way he is. Why, he's taken on so much responsibility and kept his worries to himself since he was young. He always thinks he needs to do better. No, the best for his family. And I know he feels the same way about your relationship. But he doesn't need to be that way for me. I already love the way he is. Okay, what? But he doesn't need to be that way for me. I already love the way he is. Okay, it's supposed to be I already love him the way he is. And it got mixed up along the way. Sebby sighs. But Rod doesn't think that way. He holds himself up to higher expectations. He always has. And I think he always will. He wants to be the most mature, most responsible, most dependable person he can be. That's why he works himself so hard. That's why he sacrifices so much. I would tell you more, but Rod would kill me if he finds out I'm in your room. You've told me enough, Sebby. You should, like, put Sebby on your shoulder and purposely, like, parade around with him. Just, like, act like he's not even there just to see Rod's expression. Glad to help, Princess. That guy still can't do anything without me. I laugh. He really is troublesome, isn't he? Agreed. Sebby sighs. Anyway, I should be getting back to Rod's room before he returns. Hopefully Emily will be back soon, too. Oh, that must be her. Oh, no, it's not. I head over to the door. I expect to see Emily on the other side, and am surprised when I see Rod instead. Rod? Hello, can we talk? Ah. I step to the side, using my body to hide Sebby from view. Let's talk somewhere else. Rod raises an eyebrow. Wait, why not just your room? I'd like a change of scenery. I've been stuck in here studying potion books all day. Rod looks at me quizzically, then before I can stop him, he leans past my shoulder to peek inside. His eyes widen. Sebby? Oh, hi, Rod. Busted. Sebby was... There's only one reason he'd be here. I was just trying to fix your mistakes. Don't say that, Sebby. Rod sighs deeply. I know. Oh, okay. Everything's fine? Rod grasps my hand and pulls me away from the door. Let's go. Wait, where are we? I'd rather talk to you without a certain nosy plush in the picture. Alright, I'm actually going to save and stop right here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Bacon, and this so far has been Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore Rod's Route. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, feel free to like the video, and if you like me, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!